got like 9 or 10 weeks to go, and it just wasn't going to be possible. That 45 series that we had was just too far gone. What I've done is made the decision to buy a really good quality 45 where I can actually just take the cab off it, so it's more of just a cab swap than it is a full rebuild. So there's no real rust repairs or anything like that to happen. So quite a big change. Obviously we did a big burnout in the 45. Thinking that was going to be the start of this build, which I guess it is, but we're actually not going to be using that cab anymore. Obviously it was way quicker doing it this way, but it's also way cheaper doing it this way. If you go and add up all the costs associated with fixing all the rust and getting it ready for paint and painting it and reassembling it and all that sort of thing, it was way cheaper to go and buy a really nice Land Cruiser, which is a bit of a shame really, because the chassis and engine and gearbox and all the running gear and everything in this particular 45 that I've bought is absolutely mint. I mean, it's a 79 model, it's done 220,000 Ks, so it's pretty good really. We got the chassis back from our mate Jono at Diesel Power Tunes, who took the body off for us, and we're just disassembling the rest of the chassis before we start working on it. So Josh is working on the rear. He's about to cut the rear cross member out. We're going to make up a new rear cross member, just heavier duty for towing. I tow a 3.5 ton boat, so we want to put a winch on the back of it as well. So Rob's actually here to design one up for us, so we're going to cut, fold, fab and maybe install that today. Creighton's giving us a hand. Yeah, getting pretty close to start cutting off all the mounts and what have you. Weather issue that they had in the Gold Coast or in Queensland. The cyclone they had in the Gold Coast, the stuff from the Kittens cruises is a little bit delayed, so we don't have any mounts or anything today. So just getting everything ready to put the mounts on basically.
So I'm Josh, also known as Smitty Fab. I'm also Brandon's younger brother. Pretty stoked to be invited to be a part of this build. So here we are, you know, making an impact. I come from the engineering industry, obviously. I've been around for 10-ish years. The first 8 years of that I was working for Brandon. Started off as a powder coater / toilet cleaner and worked my way up through the ranks. Got my trade in light fab, become sort of like a supervisor, and then moved on a couple of years ago, and now I'm operations manager of another engineering company around the corner. So that's that. Smitty Fab sort of come from wanting to do work on mates' cars, you know, make them louder when we were 16 or whatever. Just mates' exhaust and stuff like that on the side. The boys started calling me Smitty Fab, so that's where the name came from. And then yeah, it's just progressed into solely doing stainless exhaust systems and intercooler piping and snorkels and everything you can think of, yeah, so that's me.
And what's your role in this build here?
I guess I don't really get given a role, just asked to do the fab work, so I guess I'm the fabricator.
One real hairy thing that's going to hold us up is I can't find I bought a gearbox, an H151F gearbox, which was the standard 5-speed out of the 80 series. I had it rebuilt, it came with a transfer case, had that rebuilt as well, so that's all mint. I've got the engine, and then I've got the adapter from Mark's 4x4 in Australia, but I don't have a bell housing, and at the moment it's proving very hard to find.
True.
Yeah, which is a shame, because if I don't have a bell housing, we'll be pushing it to field days pretty much, yeah. Rob and Josh offered to come in last night after work, Friday night, which was awesome. It's awesome to have people that are keen. So we came in this morning and pulled the cab off and set it on the 80 chassis.
Something just doesn't seem right.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Oh, cool. So body's sitting on, not bolted up at the moment. We've got body mounts tacked on, sitting in the right spot. Still need to level the cab properly so it's sitting true in its true position basically, and then we can get the tray sitting in the right spot too. So cab's sitting there. We have got one side of the tray mounts on. All levelled. We have got the tow bar set up, welded in. Ready to go. What else have we done today? We were going to be doing a chassis extension, and then after a few chats and thoughts, we're going to run a double cab tray, which means we have to cut the chassis down. So we've trimmed 200 off, which it's going to look short, but it's going to look good. So that's where we're at the moment. Next step, I'll go through and just have a bit of a tidy up, which is not too much fun to watch on camera, so we'll get that done. Ideally, I get the cab sitting in its right position or angle-wise, and then we can get the front nose on and the front cross member in, and then we'll push down the road, go for a drive, get the boys behind it. Yes, yeah.
Next steps from here is, we've got the engine, which we haven't sort of shown you guys yet, but we can't put it in. I've got all the mounts and everything here to put it in, but I don't have a bell housing to go in front of the gearbox. And that's just stopping us putting the engine in at the moment, just because we don't want to put the engine in the wrong angle. Next steps is to get that bell housing ASAP. Got one to look at on Monday. Hopefully that's right. And then we can push on putting the engine in, maybe hopefully throughout the week. There's a lot of work to do and not a lot of time. Yeah. And getting the engine in is critical to being able to pull the cab back off again. Other than that, everything's going pretty smooth. I haven't really put a timeline together, so I don't know whether we're on time or not. I don't know if we're ahead of time, behind on time. So we've got 2 months to go, and I'm away for a month of it. We're essentially got a month to go.
1 month down, 1 month to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What's the problem? What have we got? What do we need to do?
Okay, so we have come to a standstill. We can't do any more work on the build, unfortunately. We are minus a bell housing, which means we can't mount the engine and the gearbox, which means we're in trouble. We're not going to make it if we don't find one in the next week or so. We've heard of a guy who might know of one locally, yet to hear back from him. If we can get one from him, we'll be all go. But yeah, we're even prepared to buy the gearbox on the bell housing to get the bell housing. There's just seems to be none around, I've sort of called all wreckers throughout the whole country, probably 2 or 3 times over, and there's just nothing. So we're in trouble. We might not make it. We need to find one ASAP.